Hey guys, welcome back to Deadman1010 and finally, welcome back to another video and more to the point, part 2, I guess you could say, of the Royal Rumble review of, well, what was supposed to be done last month, technically, but I've been so damn busy with so many different things, not to mention mentally just being not the greatest, so needless to say, yeah, there was a lot on my mind and all that jazz, but I'm finally back in the cut and finally doing this long-awaited, well, kind of long-awaited, part 2 of the Royal Rumble review. And of course, this is going to be on the portrayal of Sami Zayn to the Bloodline and Roman and Kevin Owens match at Royal Rumble 2023, and, well, what all went down and all the rest, and my opinions on it, and so on. And we have Wrestling Gifts video for that. And I'll be also doing another video that will be the predictions video for Elimination Chamber, because I won't be able to do it come next week because I'll be on holiday. So therefore, I've kind of got it out. I've kind of got to get it out as soon as possible. So yeah, that's what we'll be pretty much doing, or at least in this video we'll be talking about what happened at Rumble 23 with Zayn, Owens and Roman, along with Jay as well. And then in a separate video we'll do the predictions for Elimination Chamber. That's basically how we'll do it. So there you go. Which I'll be recording that separate video either right after this or tomorrow sometime, hopefully. And yeah, should be good stuff. But anyway, let's get stuck into this.
Sami Zayn angle finally hit a crescendo. And yo, this was no doubt, in my opinion, this was the best thing that WWE has done in at least the past 6+ years. When Roman Reigns and the Bloodline were beating Kevin Owens' ass in the ring after.
Yeah, the match of KO and Roman was okay. Not as good as what they had a couple of years ago with that Last Man Standing match at Rumble, ironically, in 2021. But the ending, oh my god, was it a great ending. That was amazing. Peak cinema storytelling is pretty much what people were calling it, and I gotta agree, it sure as hell was. And needless to say, it broke a lot of people's hearts, and in a way, mine was definitely broken when I watched it live. And all I can say is, yeah, Zayn is definitely in the cut at the moment, and it's a scary sight, but I don't think he's going to get the job done at Elimination Chamber defeating Roman. But he'll put up a hell of a fight, I know that much, because it's Sami Zayn. I mean, what the hell do you want? But yeah, this was a very, very good moment for Zayn, and one of the best moments in WWE history. Yeah, definitely in the past, like, 5 to 6 years, but definitely of all time, more to the point.
After their main event match, everyone knew what was coming, okay? Everyone and their mom knew that it was time for Sami Zayn to finally step up and hold it down for his boy, his amigo, his brother. It was time for Sami Zayn to hold it down for Kevin Owens. And they dragged this shit out as long as they could, but the thing was, the crowd...
Yeah, they dragged it out longer than I could have ever imagined. Like, I'm just like, come on, man. Just give me something, give me something, give me something. Because they were just dragging it out, but at the same time, that's building anticipation, so it definitely worked out great for the segment in the end, so obviously no problems there. So, needless to say, good job on the big dub for that. That's all I will say.
Crowd and us watching at home just got more invested the longer it went, and even though a lot of that investment was due to the fact that we were hoping...
Yeah, I definitely got more and more invested as time weared on with this I suppose segment, but end of match closing more like, or I guess post match closing more like, actually. Yeah, it became more and more investment worthy as the minutes obviously dragged on, and yeah, it was very, very good. It was very, very good indeed. Solid cinema storytelling, that's for sure.
And praying that maybe, just maybe, The Rock was gonna come back to save the day. What they pulled off was so amazing and so special that low-key, it didn't even matter that The Rock didn't come back. Yo, I have watched a lot of wrestling in my life.
Yeah. Honestly, if The Rock did come back, that would have been amazing. But to be fair, what we did get instead was equally as amazing. So clearly, the WWE came prepared in the thought of, oh, Rocky's not going to be there. Time to pull something generational out of our asses, and they sure as hell did. And in a big way as well. They really, really did. And yeah, props for WWE for doing that. Even if it's not going to send Zayn into the main event of WrestleMania, still props to all of the superstars involved that made that segment happen. And yeah, they played their parts to a T, to an absolute T.
You guys know that. When Sami Zayn hit Roman with the chair with his best friend handcuffed to the ring, I swear to God, that is one of the loudest pops you will ever hear in wrestling history, period. Sami Zayn finally stepped up.
That'll probably be the loudest pop that I'll ever hear live at all, ever. In attendance or out of attendance. Like, in terms of live and in terms of pops that you get in wrestling, I don't think I'm going to find a bigger one than what I experienced on that night. That's for sure.
To Roman Reigns, hit him with the chair and said, yo, you want to kill me, then just kill me to the Usos. And with the crowd going nuts and everyone just glued to the screen, fans were chanting, fuck you, Roman. Yes, in 2023, we had...
Yeah, they were actually chanting F you, Roman. Like, they were honestly doing that, and it was insane. It was freaking insane. Yeah, mind my French, by the way. But, yeah, like, it was insane. Because we know that Roman's been chanted this before. But this was, like, before he was a heel, right? This was when he was just hated for being in the company, for being in existence. But now that he's a heel, and now that he's gained all this respect, that it means so much more, and it's just wild to think that he actually got that type of a rise out of the WWE universe on that night. Like, yeah, hearts were definitely shattered on that night. Shattered dreams could be heard all around the stadium in, well, maybe not literally or in unison, but definitely in spirit, that's for sure. Which is ironic considering of who's coming after Roman at Mania, that being Cody Rhodes. But anyway, let's continue on with the vid.
Fans cussing out the top guy in the company because they love Sami that much, because they were that invested in the storyline, and Sami Zayn was just standing there like the fucking man. After months of begging to be part of the bloodline, being an honorary Uso, after doing all their dirty work, after doing anything he could to, you know, get their loyalty and get their respect, it all led to this, with them standing there, just going back to his buddy and holding it down for Kevin Owens. Just the fact that Sami Zayn finally came to his senses and finally stepped up for his boy made this moment so special, and everyone loved it. But that was just the beginning. As everyone expected, Sami Zayn got super kicked and he fell to the ground, and as everyone was watching and we were ready to see the bloodline just destroy Sami, get revenge for their boy Roman, we got a plot twist for the ages. Jey Uso walked out while his brothers were beating up Sami.
This was an insane plot twist. Jey Uso walking out on the bloodline, beating up Sami Zayn. Like, yeah, Zayn and Jey were obviously butting heads for ages, but then they became like super coolest buds, and then one thing led to another, and then before you knew it, Jey was pretty much questioning everything that he ever did during those past 3 years of Roman's reign over the top of SmackDown and over the top of WWE, and yeah, that's really what it all comes back to, is Jey Uso, because he was the first guy that Roman faced after he defeated Fiend and Braun Strowman, well, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, and Braun Strowman to win the Universal title, or Blue Universal title, in any case. And yeah, he was his first feud, Jey Uso, and then Jey Uso was manipulated into being Roman's bodyguard, and then Jimmy Uso, after he came back after injury, obviously closely followed. And then Solo obviously came in and debuted as another one of Roman's henchmen that is still that to this day. And then Zayn obviously comes in from out of nowhere and tries to be loyal to the bloodline, even though he's not technically their real biological blood, unlike all the others. And yeah, this is an insane story. This really, really is. And honestly, it's crazy to think that I've been able to see this virtually unfold. Not necessarily all live, but an okay portion of it live. But in general, all of it throughout the past 3 years. It's crazy to think that I've that that this has been that this was even a thing. Like, it's insane to think that I've obviously had the honor and the privilege up to this point to see all of this unfold one way or another for the past 3 years, no matter what the hell's gone on in any situation. Like, it's kind of crazy to think. Like, yeah, this storyline has definitely been one of the best things to ever come out of professional wrestling, that's for sure. And watching Jey Uso walk out in the way that he did, knowing everything that went off 3 years ago with Roman and Jey Uso, just makes it so much better. So much better. And, yeah, peak cinema storytelling at this point. And now, basically, what's happening on SmackDown is Jey and Zayn are still super cool as buds, but Zayn has been coming at Reigns like a freaking hurricane. Like, that they have been butting heads more times than you could possibly headbutt someone ever. And needless to say that their interactions have been top tier gold stuff, which I'll naturally maybe talk more about in my Elimination Chamber predictions with that thought in mind.
Sami Zayn, and we're leaving him a mess in the ring with Kevin Owens handcuffed in the ring. He just simply walked away. The same man who was against Sami joining the bloodline for months, the same man who was Sami's biggest op, the man who we thought at any moment would just snap and beat the shit out of Sami Zayn, ended up being the one who didn't join in the attack and just turned his back on his own family. Jey Uso simply left the ring, walked out while his brother screaming, "He's not your brother, we're your family, he's not your family." Jey just ignored it and walked out. And yo, listen, if that is not cinema to you, if that is not just special storytelling to you, I don't know what is. For months now, it was Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, that is peak cinema storytelling at its finest. I don't think you're gonna ever get anything even damn near close to what happened on that night. Hell no. Not in this lifetime. I highly doubt it. And this may just be my opinion, but I feel like over the next coming years it's gonna become a fact, if it isn't already. So, yeah. I don't know what else to tell you guys. That's just how great this whole post-match beatdown / segment was. It was golden. It was golden. Legendary. Iconic. I don't know what words to... Yeah, I could choose any word out of the dictionary, any positive word out of the dictionary, and it still wouldn't do this justice. That's how good this is. That's how good this post-match segment is. Like, so damn good.
So that was boys with Sami Zayn, right? It was Jimmy Uso that had the handshake with Sami, looking all cute and shit. It was Jimmy who would laugh with Sami and defend him, and it was Jimmy who we thought was true boys with Sami. But at the end of the day, nah. Jimmy never loved Sami. He just loved the tribal chief and he loved being a part of the bloodline. But Jey, the one that we thought was a snake for not trusting Sami, he turned out to be the real one, the loyal one. He was the one that, even though he had beef with Sami, after everything Sami did, Sami earned Jey's loyalty. And on this night, it all became clear to him. Sami was in the right, Roman was in the wrong, and Sami was the true loyal one to his brother, to his family, to his boy. Not Roman, not Jimmy. And Jey, the man who has always been the true opposite of Roman, finally stood up to Roman Reigns once again. And of course, it all leads back to how the bloodline started, and it all did start with Jey standing up to Roman. It all started with Jey standing up to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, this all started in 2020 with Roman and Jey, and it's true what they say, guys. Life really can be a circle. I mean, I don't know how much that really reigns true in real life. I mean, to an extent, it probably does. But definitely, in storyline terms, for like stuff like wrestling and WWE, oh boy, does it reign true. It sure as hell does in this case. That's all I can say. But yeah, moving on.
But no one else in his family would. When Jimmy was just tagging along, it was Jay who was the one beefing him in the Hell in a Cell I Quit match. It was Jay the one that was standing up and doing something. It was Jay who knew how Roman truly was, and it all came full circle here tonight with Jay walking out once again after seeing how they treat Sami Zayn, the one who gave everything to be a part of the family. And this is no doubt going to be the beginning of the end for the Bloodline. Listen, it's wrestling,
yeah, it's definitely gonna be the beginning of the end for the Bloodline. I feel like Zayn is gonna put the cracks in the Bloodline and everything like that. They're gonna have their match at Elimination Chamber. It's gonna obviously steal the show, and then Cody's gonna come in for the swipe-in save to get those titles and end the 3-year saga of the Tribal Chiefs' reign of terror. Definitely not a reference to Triple H, because nobody liked that reign of terror. I'm just going to stop talking about it, because nobody likes that. Nobody likes that at all. But, yeah. Needless to say, I think we've got an idea where things are going to head come WrestleMania, and much closer to now Elimination Chamber. So, yeah, we can literally make predictions on the fly, and we'll be probably right by most of these predictions. And, yeah. I'm definitely excited to see what all will be, well, not all will be, but I'm just excited to see how this all goes down, really, is what I'm excited for. And, yeah, should be great stuff.
It's fake, it's simple, it's not the most complicated story. I know it's not Spielberg, it's not Scorsese, I get that. But yo, I don't care, because there is no way you could have watched the last 15 minutes of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view and not come to the conclusion that wrestling at its best is unlike any other form of entertainment. I was glued to my screen,
Yeah, it's like people like me, C, Daredevil, everybody, every wrestling fan you could possibly think of. We seriously do get a brilliant luxury that can sometimes be a pain in the ass, but also a lovely thing to watch. And that is the sport and the storyline, well, storylines kind of professional wrestling. And this is just a peak example of that. Like, there is nothing in this world quite like what wrestling fans get to experience on a, well, pretty much a nightly basis, really, innit? But, yeah, on a nightly basis like this, nothing even comes close to how this is. Like, honestly, it's mental. It is mental sometimes, and this is one of these times. It really, really is. So, yeah, I don't know what more to say, but, yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm glad that I've been a fan of it for over a decade or whatever else. Like, I'm glad, because needless to say, it's definitely not been fun all the time, but there has definitely been some bright spots, that's for sure. And this is, hell yeah, one of those bright spots. I can definitely say that much. But anyway, moving on.
Invested, I cared so much. For some reason my heart was racing. I don't know, call me a mark if you want. I don't care, okay? I really don't. The ending was just simply amazing, okay? It was cinema, it was beautiful, and there are so many layers to this. Very rarely, if ever, does wrestling ever reach a level like this, but tonight, somehow, some way they did, and 2+ years of the Bloodline led to this. And what started off as probably a joke, they probably had Sami Zayn in the Bloodline as a meme, as a joke, as a short-term storyline, somehow led to this, and it's a storyline that is so...
Yeah, Triple H was planning on ending it, like, I don't know, in August or something, or in, like, December, but because of how over Sami has gotten in the Bloodline, it went on for a real long time, and it was good, and now it's culminating in the best way possible. Well, maybe not in the best way possible, but in the best way it possibly can, and, needless to say, it's good stuff, and I'm very much looking forward to Elimination Chamber with that thought in mind.
Many people are invested in, and I truly cannot wait to see how this goes. And next month it just gets even better and better, because the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is live from Montreal, Canada, Sami and Kevin's hometown. It's perfect. Yo, at this point this might actually be a Scorsese production. But ladies and gentlemen, how could we forget that this wasn't just the night they reached pure cinema and the ending was amazing. This was also the night that Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. Even though, in my
Yes, he
opinion, they
did.
absolutely butchered his return, there was no reason for them to announce him. Everyone knew he was going to...
Yeah, they did not need to announce him. That was a stupid move. That was an absolutely stupid move. But at least Cody is back. He's in the cut. He's still doing some of the best work of his old damn career. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And, yeah, obviously that continues. Obviously in the Royal Rumble match, but obviously past that as well. Because he also had his legendary... Well, I wouldn't say legendary just yet, but amazing promo with Paul Heyman, and yeah, that was truly something. That was truly something special. That seriously was. And sorry for the burp, guys.
be here. There was no reason to announce it, leave some element of surprise in. Regardless, Cody Rhodes was number 30 in the Rumble. He went out there and he won the match. And yo, the boyhood dream is so close to coming true. He's finally gonna win the title for his dad. He's finally gonna win the big one. And obviously what makes it special is it's gonna be at WrestleMania. And as you guys know, I have been the biggest Cody supporter for the past few months. I 1000% think he should beat Roman for the title. I felt like that since he returned. I felt like that when his titty exploded at Hell in a Cell. But yo, the thing is, after tonight, after how special the ending to the pay-per-view was, listen, I love Cody, but I think we can all agree this has to end with Roman Reigns losing both titles at WrestleMania in 2 different matches. A feud this hot, this fire, a feud that is that
yeah, if WWE were really smart, they would have Roman in 2 matches and have him lose both titles, one to Zayn, one to Cody, ending off 2 storybook endings that will never, ever be forgotten, along with Roman's title reign, that obviously laid the groundwork for both of those. So, needless to say, yeah. Needless to say that the dub has definitely missed a big opportunity by having Roman versus Zayn at the Elimination Chamber. And, yeah. Not very pleased by that, but hey, at least the match will still be solid, obviously, even if Zayn's not going to win it. But I digress.
Magical that the fans are screaming F you Roman, that fans love, they're invested in as Sami Zayn in the bloodline. Yo, it cannot end in just a tag match at WrestleMania. I genuinely believe that the company cannot miss this opportunity. It's only right. Cody Rhodes goes for the WWE title and Sami goes for the Universal. Roman has been champion for over 800 days and it all comes to an end at WrestleMania in Hollywood. It all comes down crashing and it hurts inside and it makes sense. Cody goes for the title that his father was so close to getting but never was able to get it done, and Roman and Sami for the Universal title. Roman Reigns, after being the king for so long, just finally loses it, goes full Mad King, full paranoid in the build-up, full crackhead mode, and it all leads to his kingdom just crumbling down at WrestleMania. And
yeah, that would be a good way to do it. Just have him go full crackhead mode and just, yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it. For both feuds, to be fair. But even then, like, both feuds have been very, very good, even without a cracked out Roman Reigns, so I don't think there's any need for it, but, I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt. It would definitely enhance both storylines, so, I mean, it's definitely not a bad idea, because, I mean, it's not too late for that to occur, because, I mean, there's still one more SmackDown before Elimination Chamber, and then you've obviously got the rest of the road to WrestleMania, but I don't think they are going to necessarily do that as such. But needless to say, it's been great. Both storylines have been great so far without it, so it's not the end of the world.
what better way than 2 nights, than 2 different challengers, 2 totally polar opposite challengers, 2 men who the fans both want to see as champion. One wins and takes it back to Raw, one to SmackDown. The reign ends, everyone wins. You get the boyhood dream of Cody Rhodes coming true. You get the unimaginable victory of Sami Zayn winning the main event of WrestleMania. Like, it just all works out. And I just really hope that...
Needless to say that would spell a lot of things to be just simply put into simple words. The end of an era. And, yeah. Needless to say that'll do, yeah, that would change the course of WWE history if WWE were to have actually done that, but obviously they're not going to now, so that kind of sucks in a sense, but hey ho.
that they do not choke this opportunity. My boy Jordan on Twitter said it best. Split the world titles and do both moments. You cannot let this Sami Zayn story end on anything less than the ultimate payoff. It would be an all-time fumble if the WWE didn't pull the trigger, and I 100% agree. 2 storybook endings at WrestleMania in Hollywood, why not? It has to be done. After seeing the reactions on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, I think we can all agree that the Royal Rumble 23 ending was peak cinema. And ladies and gentlemen, the best part is the cinema.
Yes, it definitely was. It was something else. It really, really was.
That experience could just be beginning. The company has a golden opportunity to make WrestleMania in Hollywood and the build up to it just truly generational and iconic, and it's right there for them to do. It would be a shame if the 2-year-plus reign ended any other way than this. Cody and Sami for both titles. The Royal Rumble 23 was not a perfect show, but that ending, nobody is ever gonna forget that, and it was something that was truly
yeah, I don't think anybody will forget where they were when they saw that happen. That was definitely an iconic moment. I can definitely 100% agree with that. No doubt about it.
Magical to experience live. In the comments down below, let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think of the ending? What should they do at WrestleMania? Is Sami your guy? Is Cody your guy? Or do you agree with me and do you do both? Or do you only do one? Let me know down below. What a time.
In a perfect world, I would have them do both. Zayn versus Reigns one night, and then the other night, Cody versus Reigns. But they're obviously not going to do that. They're going to have Zayn versus Reigns at Elimination Chamber. And then Cody versus Reigns at Mania, which I guess is fine. But it's just not as cool of a payoff, in my opinion. But that does it for the Royal Rumble review, I guess, part 2 of this whole deal. And, yeah. Great match for what it was, but an even better post match beatdown and such of what did go down at Royal Rumble 2023. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, then like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, favorite videos. If we could get to what was it? I can't remember how many likes it was. I don't know, 150. I'm probably wrong, but if I suppose just leave a like on the video and yeah, ciao guys. If I find out how many likes I was meant to say, then I'll just put it in like the description or something. So yeah, of the video, and yeah, ciao guys. Have a good one.